Hey, it's Clay, and this will be the weekly review of the Power Profit Scan newsletter, which is a component of my subscription service that I offer, the other component being the live chat room. But quick disclaimers here before I get started. First off, what you see here is actually behind the scenes. After you log into your account through the member portal, you can access these scans. I also email them out. So it's just a situation of what makes your life easiest. And you can either, like I said, get it at email or through the site. So that's what you're looking at here. But my disclaimers, first off, am I trying to come across like every single alert I send out, every single scan is always a winner and money is raining down from the sky? Absolutely not. Nobody is perfect. No scan is perfect. So yes, losses happen, but that brings about a very important lesson that we always need to have at the forefront of our minds as traders, is that because losses happen, keep losses small. Focus on risk management. Focus on risk control. Because while losses do happen, you got to also acknowledge the flip side, which winners do happen. So when those winners do occur, you want to make sure that you have your account and your strategies in place that allow you to benefit the most from wins and then minimize the risk in the events where those losses do occur. The second thing to talk about is in regards to what we'll be looking at is back here on the week of 1/7/19. I get it, Clay. Why are you going so far back? A valid question. Two reasons. First off, it's just simply giving the chart plenty of time to play out so we can see what has actually happened. And then the second, it's just a matter of being fair. People have paid for this stuff, and the last thing I would want, and the last thing that I would assume you would want, is to pay for something and then all of a sudden see this stuff out there for free. You would probably feel ripped off, and you would be totally justified in that. So with that being said, let's get to it. First one we'll look at is for ticker symbol DNR, and I put it into the pullback play category. And essentially just said don't chase, but hey, a pullback opportunity could be nice, with the pullback opportunity area down there right around the $1.80 mark, give or take a little bit. So let's see how this one all played out. So here's the chart going into the weekend, and I want to bring up a couple more points in case maybe you're wondering, because these are some of the frequently asked questions. I always send out these scans over the weekend. That way you have plenty of time to put together trade plans, and you're not in a rush or anything like that. And also another big question, Clay, what sort of prices do you cover? So pay attention to the prices that I do talk about, but in a nutshell, I don't really care that much about price. I care most about what do I think is going to be the most probable, what setups give us the highest probabilities of success. And sure, I'll look at price every now and then, but the price ranges can go from something below a penny to something above $100. Again, my goal is to find high probability setups and go with that, not just pigeonhole myself into a corner because, well, I only want to do such and such price. Talk about condensing your choices out there, and that's the exact opposite thing that we should be doing as traders. But here we are, DNR. So again, went out on the weekend, and you're seeing in this situation we're talking about a $2 stock. Now I am going to fast forward through this one quite a bit because it does take a while and it doesn't quite pull back. However, the pullback does happen. So one thing to keep in mind, it eventually will pull back, but just think about all the time you're watching and watching. It's on your watch list. It's on your watch list. It's on your watch list. Oh, and there we go. There's the pullback, and then it goes down, and I'm assuming that move right there, or at least in this situation, would have taken you out of the trade. There's a little give or take depending on when you bought, but for the moral of this story and for the kind of point that I'm trying to make, you wait that long, you get in, and then it goes, down against you, and you take a loss on it. Now, nothing drastic. I mean, it bounces back here. And then have you ever been there? You get stopped out, and look at that. Back up it goes. But for this case, I'm going to count this one as a loss because that was a decent-sized move down below the $1.80-ish mark. And I'm not saying that it would have for sure. Maybe you could have stayed in there. But like I said, for this case, yeah, a losing alert and one where literally price snaps right back. So have you ever been there? If you have, it happens to everybody. So the point of this video, like I said at the beginning, is not to make it sound like every alert is perfect and plays out flawlessly. No, my scans are human. I'm human. And this is just one where, hey, stopped out for a loss. But keep in mind, we're looking to keep risk small. We're looking to keep losses small. So small loss here, but let's keep on chugging. The next alert here was for a breakout back test on CLF. So essentially, this pattern right here had been broken. Now it's just a question of, hey, can this thing pull back and back test $8 before getting continuation? Let's see how this played out. So again, here's the alert going into the weekend. Price-wise, now we're up around, an $8 stock. So the next day you can see, oh, there's the pullback. There's the pullback. And as much as I would love to say, yeah, members got in, the line was down around 8, and that's just not quite close enough. So I don't know. Maybe I want to be, but for me, it just didn't sit right with me. I don't think I could, consciously do that and say that we got in. So as far as this is concerned, it pulled back, and yeah, missed opportunity. And you can see it pulled back, but just not quite enough, and ultimately moved in our favor 50%. But like I said, as far as the alert was concerned, yeah, didn't quite pull back enough. So have you ever been there though? Have you been there where you just barely missed out on an entry point and then it totally goes in your favor? Again, it does happen. And in the spirit of just keeping this full disclosure, yeah, this is one where I in hindsight, I should have drawn that green line a little bit higher than $8 mark that I drew it. If I'd have just drawn it up at even $8.10, then okay, I would have felt comfortable saying, all right, yeah, people might have gotten in on that, but it was down at 8, so it is what it is. But yeah, ouch. Next alert here was kind of just made up this category, but is there more bounce coming? So this was on ITCI, and pretty straightforward. Nice volume, nice candle, nice mini uptrend. So yeah, is there more bounce coming? That was the question. So going into the weekend, that's what the chart looked like. And again, now price-wise, we're up over a $10 stock now. So let's see how this one played out. And you can see right there, actually did pull back nicely, so gave people an opportunity to get in. And then it did actually make a nice move upwards. Now, formatting-wise, it's a little goofy because, just of the big movement down it made. But that actually equated, before it rolled back over, to a 13.3% move. Now, not a gigantic percentage, but I'm going to go to my example that I always use. If you were to walk into a local bank and say, excuse me, and let's say that you screwed up half the trade. So we'll say you made 6.5% on it. 6.5% in a week. Go into your local bank, your local credit union, and say, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, I would like 6.5% return on my money within the next week. They will look at you as a crazy person and say, well, we offer bank CDs that'll pay you 3% for 5 years, but did you say 6.5% for 1 week? Yes, that's what I said. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I get it, and I'm guilty of this too. I mean, there's been plenty of other examples that I've shown here where there's been 100% movers that have occurred. But that also, there's a fine line because you don't want to lose perspective on things where, yeah, even movements like this, that's a good solid movement. So 6.5%, which assumes you screwed up some of the trade. But even if you played it better and got 10% in 1 week, that's not too bad. And if you think that's rough, I'd encourage you to head into your local bank and look at the bank CD rates. So, but here we go, finally getting into the green here. And keep in mind that loser on DNR, you keep that small, and this one could have easily wiped away that loss. Next one here, ticker symbol OAS, and just kind of throwing out the question: is this the beginning of a breakout? I mean, you had the pattern here, and as I acknowledged, yeah, it's actually already broken out, but it just has broken out. So if this is the beginning, well, then yeah, there could be some more gains to be made. So let's see how this one played out. So let's see how it all unfolded. Now we're back below a $10 stock, but there we are right there. Gave people an opportunity to get in. Nice gap up move there. And you can see made another nice move upwards there before finally rolling back over. And that whole move was good for 14%. Again, I get it distance-wise. It seems like it didn't really move that much. But, just due to the formatting and the way that the software is working. And then, of course, you got to remember that this is a sub $10 stock. So those percentages add up more. But 14% in the matter of a couple of weeks. I get it, not a huge percentage, but let's say you screwed up half of it and you only got 7%. There's nowhere in the world that's going to pay you 7% return on your money for 2 weeks. Like I said, a bank CD will give you maybe 3% for like 4 years, but so let's keep things in perspective. But again, there we go. Another nice win. And, going back to DNR, that losing one, if you would have kept it small and controlled with this win, that would have definitely, been more than enough to wipe away that loss. And then finally, another portion of the newsletter is I send out just ticker alerts to students that have taken certain courses, because that is the power of knowledge. When you understand a strategy, when you understand and are taught, you can just be given a ticker symbol and you know kind of how to take it from there. It's kind of like, hey, there's some fish over there. But if you know how to fish, then okay, yeah, thanks for directing me in the general direction, but I'll go over there and take care of it myself. So that's the idea here. And yes, if you're interested in this strategy that I call trampoline trading, you can go and learn it there. I'm sorry if I apologize if that offends you that I just brought up a sales pitch for one of my courses. I sincerely apologize for offending you. But yeah, that's what this section is about. And then there's also a shorting section too on stocks that, could present opportunities to make money from if they go down. But in this section, we were looking at trampoline trading, and the number one on the list was CZR. So let's see how this one played out. So that's what the chart looked like going into the week, and no annotations or anything because, again, it was just a ticker symbol, and it's up to the person to go and map things out. But again, they know how to map things out because, well, they've invested into their education and they've gained that knowledge. So we'll kind of quickly go through this, but you can see the trampoline definitely did bounce and bounce very nicely. It did. Pulled back a little bit, but nothing drastic, and then worked its way back upwards once again. And worked its way actually upwards again. And as it stands right now, that's a 35.7% move. And I say as of now because really this thing, it's got potential to go even further. Now, don't go and buy because remember that the trampoline strategy identified it way down here. So I'm not saying to buy it now. My point is that as far as, the people that bought down there, I mean, they could still be potentially getting more gains out of it. But there we go, 35.7%, a good solid movement there. That one, has been a multi-week hold, but it's been a pretty straightforward trade. And the moral of the story here is that, yeah, the scans can be frustrating at times, thinking back to CLF. Oh, there's 50% balloon floating away. There are going to be losses, DNR, but keep losses small, keep them controlled, because here are 3 winners that I've gone over that very conservatively could have easily wiped away that loss, assuming, of course, you keep your losses small and controlled. Wrapping things up here, if you are interested in getting these scans and joining the community as a whole, remember, as I mentioned at the beginning, it also does come with the live trading chat room. Then just go to claytrader.com/inner circle or just claytrader.com and find the inner circle section. One note, it does come with an app, so it's not like you have to stay chained to your computer or anything like that. You can stay in touch with everything no matter where you are. So I know that's a component that really makes people's life easier. As far as the price, it is $99 per year, not per week, not per month, not per quarter, per year. If you do the math, it actually breaks down to $8.25 per month, or get ready for this one, $1.90 per week. And that's why I always say, I'm more than confident that over the time span of 12 months, you're going to get at least $99 of value. I'm more than confident that each week you will get at least $1.90 per week worth of value, at least. I think I'm setting the bar conservative, and it's definitely more than fair. And, it's a price point that keeps out the pumpers, it keeps out the trolls, and it allows for a good, solid community and culture to be built. So if you have any questions, though, let me know in the comment section. Hit me up on social media. Just send me an email. Whatever makes your life easier, I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. But if there are no questions, then let's go. No excuses. It's $99. Let's go.